come to culmination, so let's have a round of applause on that now. Today is that historic day here in our community. First, Sai Prasad Garu will sing this, Venkataraman Subramaniam, and on the harmonium we have Nirupan Kangala, and on the tabla we have Srinivas Iyuni for Gandhi Bhajan right now.
वैष्णव जन को तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सम्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सम्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम.
We would now be proceeding with the color guard, and it is presented to us by Boy Scouts of America.
Yeah, we have to come back, sir. Not in front, but then come back. Come on, come back. You have to.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Jana Gana Mana Adinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladi Taranga. Jana Gana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He.
Chief guest, Mr. Satish Dhupelia, Reverend Jerome Ledoux, special guest, Honorable Parvathin Resh, Honorable Beth Weinstein, Mayor, Irving City, Honorable Tulsi Gabbard, U.S. Congresswoman from Hawaii, Honorable Eddie V. Johnson, U.S. Congresswoman from Dallas, Mr. Prasad Thotakura, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my great privilege and honor to initiate the project along with Dr. Prasad Thotakura, the chairman of MGMNT, about 4 years ago to memorialize Mahatma Gandhi. This memorial will be a prominent landmark, great pride and honor to our community. It will be an inspiration for our coming generations. Mahatma Gandhi Memorial is our community investment and an asset that symbolizes our pride and respect for Mahatma.
Ladies and gentlemen, देवी और सज्जनों, गांधी जयंती के पावन अवसर पर आप सबको मेरी तरफ से, कौंसिल आवास की तरफ से और भारत सरकार की तरफ से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। Like each one of you here, Mahatma Gandhi too was a diaspora India. He left India at great cost to his family, who made it possible at great sacrifice to send him to be a barrister at law in England. And from there he went on to South Africa, where he perfected his methods of political resistance in action. But as Prime Minister Modi said, he took one momentous decision that changed his life, the life of India, and made him an immortal figure. He decided to return to India and start his methods of political action. After that, Prime Minister Modi went to Washington, and of course, he had a conversation with President Obama about the common values that bind our two countries and peoples, and how Martin Luther King was inspired by Gandhiji's example. From there, in an impromptu gesture, President Obama accompanied him to the King Memorial, and they visited together. I think this is an indication of what binds our two countries and peoples, and how Gandhiji's values and his example of his life continues to be relevant to this day to each one of us in all parts of the world.
We are very glad to have representation from Martin Luther King's family here. I would like to invite Reverend Jerome Reddy to please come here and say a few words to the gathering.
Good evening, everybody. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you. Young Nelson Mandela was a violent young man, and he preached violence. He practiced violence, even killing, because he followed the wrong Russian. He followed Marx, and from Marx he learned violence and killing. But somewhere down the line, he eventually heard about Mahatma Gandhi, who had followed that other Russian, Tolstoy, the writer. And Tolstoy had followed Matthew 5 of all things, and told about the Sermon on the Mountain, the Beatitudes, and of course, Jesus Christ. So we have a chain of action here. We have Jesus Christ, the Sermon on the Mountain, Matthew 5, the Russian Tolstoy, the Indian Mahatma Gandhi, and eventually he brought along Nelson Mandela. Martin Luther King Jr. had the same heart as Mahatma Gandhi, and he stayed with him for several months to learn from him, to learn at his feet.
Albert Einstein, obviously of the Jewish community, was a colleague, really, of Mahatma Gandhi. He wrote him letters, he communicated with him, I believe they even met. Albert Einstein said of Mahatma Gandhi, "I believe that Gandhi's views were the most enlightened of all the political men of our time. We should strive to do things in his spirit, not to use violence in fighting for our cause, but by non-participation in anything you believe is evil."
You're the best. We absolutely love you. Please don't fall right here. Thank you so much, so much, so much for everything you've done for us. And we'd like for you to share a few words today. It's a very, very special day for our community. And I'd like I'd like for you to tell us exactly what you feel right from the bottom of your heart, being the mayor of this city and a friend of our community.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all of you who came to the city of Irving with the idea of putting the statue right here. This has been an absolutely phenomenal addition to our to our city, to North Texas, to America in general. And I just want to thank you for all of the hard work, the dedication, and the perseverance not getting up. Because I understand you had so many different reasons and so many different times that you could have given up, including about an hour ago when we thought we were going to have hail and rain. And then what happened? The skies opened up, the clouds went away, and the sun came out. Now I'm not taking a call right now. I pulled up a quote, and I don't want to misquote it. But I loved this quote from Gandhi. It said, "Man often becomes what he believes himself to be. If I keep on saying to myself that I cannot do a certain thing, it is possible that I may end by becoming incapable of doing it. On the contrary, if I shall have the belief that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have had it at the beginning." I think that quote says it all. Thank you for finding the capacity, for having the endurance, and for having the faith and the trust of our community to get this done today. It has been a huge journey for you, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I look at this statue. I look at the zip code. It was mentioned earlier. This is the most diverse zip code in the entire country.
My name is Sarah Davenport. I'm the outreach liaison for Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, and I'm here on her behalf to read a letter and give greetings. She sends her sincerest regrets for not being able to be here this evening. As you all know about the Ebola crisis, she's been called to meetings last minute all day long to take care of that situation and make sure that the public is safe. She has given me this letter to read to you all. This letter is from the Congresswoman. Greetings. I would like to thank the Gandhi Memorial of North Texas, the Indian American Friendship Council, and the India Association of North Texas for inviting me today. And it is fitting that we are gathered here on October 2nd as it is Gandhi's birthday. I also want to thank the leadership of the city of Irving who worked with members of the Indian American community to make this day a reality. I would also like to welcome my colleague, Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii's 2nd District, as well as greet Irving Mayor Beth Van Dyne. He was a devout and spiritual Hindu, but Gandhi reached out to all religious communities, preaching universal morals such as peace, truth, and love. His greetings on peaceful civil disobedience influenced the Reverend Martin Luther King and the American civil rights movement as a whole. Across the globe, in South Africa, former President Nelson Mandela insisted upon nonviolence as the principal tool to dismantle oppressive systems. He too often spoke of Mahatma Gandhi.
But of course, we'd like to now invite on the stage our chief guest, the great-grandson of the great Mahatma Gandhi, Mr. Satish Dhupelia. Sir, if you would please come here on the stage. He's an ex-teacher who's taught at Port's Shepton High School, Gandhi Desai, and Clarewood Secondary. And here he is, the great-grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, very involved in keeping that legacy going.
Namaste. And good afternoon to all of you. I promise you, I am not going to make a long speech because I know you've been here, you know the history. For me to tell you anything historical about Bapuji would be wasting time. I would be trying to preach to the converted. You know it all. So I'm going to take a different vein, forget about the speech that I wrote. Firstly, I bring you greetings from Africa. I represent the Gandhi Development Trust and the Phoenix Settlement Trust. The Phoenix Settlement Trust is where Gandhi lived in Durbin. And all our members send their greetings and congratulations to you all on this wonderful achievement.
Now, it is time for a grand occasion of unveiling our Mahatma Gandhi Memorial Plaza. Now I invite for the left panel, Mr. Mandali Dr Prasad Garu, AP Deputy Assembly Speaker, Legislative Assembly. Please come, sir. Mr. Y.V. Subba Reddy, Member of Parliament from Andhra Pradesh. Chandra from Indian Embassy. Mr. Ramesh Bhatia, please give a big round of applause. He is the one who donated $100,000 for this whole project. Kalpanaji and Ramesh Bhatia, we really appreciate all your help. Mr. Trammell Crow, I think Amy is here. Trammell Crow or Amy, if Amy is here, please come and be represented. Anybody from Trammell Crow, please? Dr. Om Singla and Indiraji, they opened their heart and wallet. They donated $50,000 for the big monument. We really appreciate your generosity. Please come and stand here. Mr. Paul Pondian, I don't think he is out of country. He could not be here today. Dr. Chandra Patel here. Swati, Chandra Patel. Chandraji, please come here. Mr. Paul Pondian is here. Mr. Paul Pondian, please. Come on to the stage, please. No? Oh, left. Chandraji is here.
Yeah, just carefully, uneven surface.
Mrs. Anita Singhal. This family donated $25,000. Same as Dr. Chandra Patel ji. Thank you very much for your generosity. DFW Gujarati Samaj, which is represented as the biggest, one of the oldest temples here. I think Omna Nair ji, the president, is here. I request her to be on the stage. NATA is represented by Ramasuriya Reddy, the vice president. They donated $10,000 for this project. Ms. Marok Price, she is one of our advisory board of directors and communication chairperson. Ms. Marok Price, please. Then Ms. Pauline Medrano. I don't think she is here. Ms. Pauline Medrano could not be here. Professor Karen Brittle, she is traveling. That's a state flag. Irving, Texas. That is Park and Recreation. Welcome, Mahatma Gandhi Memorial of North Texas, presented by Indian American Friendship Council and India Association of North Texas. Dedication is today, October 2nd, 2014. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you. The great statue, which is going to stand tall for peace and harmony. And Chandra Patel is coming. The statue is being inaugurated by Mr. Satish Dhupelia, Greatgrandson of Mahatma Gandhi.
Don't feature one thing. Come on, everybody clap and you see Gandhi. Everybody, come on. Balloon village. Bharat Mata ki jai. Bharat Mata ki jai. Bharat Mata ki jai. Vande Mataram. Bharat Mata ki jai. Hey, come on guys, didn't you like it? Come on, yeah!
Special guest, Honorable CGIP Reddy, Honorable Dr Prasad Thotakura, invited guests, respected donors, community leaders, volunteers, ladies and gentlemen. Gandhiji once said, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Today, the entire North Texas community is in harmony and filled with joy to have long cherished dream of memorializing the great world leader Mahatma Gandhi.
మా కొలిక్ పేరు కామ ధేను ప్రసాద్. ఈ విగ్రహం తయారు చేసే అవకాశం మాకు రావడం చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉందండి. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్కి తిరుగు తెలియని చేసాం, తెలంగాణ తల్లి విగ్రహాన్ని కూడా చేసాం. కానీ వాటికంటే కూడా ఈ గాంధీ గారి విగ్రహం అమెరికాకి తయారు చేసి పంపించడం మాకు ఎంతో ఆనందంగా ఉందండి. ఈ విగ్రహం తయారు చేయడానికి మా మీద నమ్మకంతో ఈ విగ్రహం మాకు ఆలోచించిన డాక్టర్ ప్రసాద్ గారికి ప్రత్యేకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నాను.
అమెరికాలోని టెక్సాస్ రాష్ట్రంలోని ఇర్వింగ్ మహానగరంలో ఈరోజు మహాత్మా గాంధీ జయంతి శుభ సందర్భంగా మహాత్మా గాంధీ యొక్క విగ్రహాన్ని ఇక్కడ ఆవిష్కరణ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొనడానికి నిజంగా చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంది. భారతీయులు అన్ని రకాల భాషల వాళ్ళు, అన్ని రకాల మతాల వాళ్ళు, అన్ని రకాల ప్రాంతాల వాళ్ళు ఈరోజు డెల్లాస్కు సంబంధించినటువంటి చుట్టుపక్కలటువంటి అనేక నగరాలలో సంబంధించిన వ్యక్తులు కూడా ఈ యొక్క కార్యక్రమంలో చాలా పెద్ద ఎత్తున పాల్గొన్నారు. మహాత్మా గాంధీ యొక్క జీవితం గురించి, మహాత్మా గాంధీ యొక్క ఆశయాల గురించి, మహాత్మా గాంధీ సిద్ధాంతాల గురించి, ఆచరణే వ్యవహారం, ఆచరణే సిద్ధాంతం. కేవలం సిద్ధాంతాలు చెప్పడం వలన ఈ సమాజం మారదు, సిద్ధాంతాలు చెప్పడం వల్ల మనుషులు మారడు. నిజ జీవితంలో చేసి చూపించడం ద్వారానే నిజమైనటువంటి మార్పు అనేది సాధ్యమవుతుంది. ఆ తర్వాత టీచింగ్ బై లివింగ్ అనే జీవితమే అతనికి ఇంకొకరికి నేర్పడానికి ఒక ఆధారం కావాలా. ఇటువంటి ఆశయాలను తన నిజ జీవితంలో చూపెట్టినటువంటి, నిజ జీవితంలో ఆచరించినటువంటి గాంధీజీ ఈరోజు ప్రపంచ శాంతి కోసం కానీ, లేకుంటే ముఖ్యంగా అనేక రకాల సమస్యల కోసం కానీ ఆయన ఆలోచన విధానం ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఆయన వ్యక్తిగత జీవితం ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఉపయోగపడతారనే ఒక ఉత్సాహంతో ఈరోజు భారతీయులందరూ ఇక్కడ పాల్గొనడం చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంది. ఇక్కడ అమెరికా సంబంధించినటువంటి ఉన్నటువంటి అమెరికన్ సమాజము, అమెరికన్ రిప్రజెంటేటివ్స్, అమెరికా సంబంధించినటువంటి ప్రజాప్రతినిధులు, వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఇక్కడ భారతీయులతో కలిసి చాలా ఆనందంగా, చాలా ఉత్సాహంగా, చాలా సమన్వయంతో ఈ యొక్క కార్యక్రమాన్ని చేశారు. ఇక్కడి ఇండియన్ అమెరికన్ కమ్యూనిటీ వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా భారతదేశం తరఫున, ముఖ్యంగా నేను భారతీయ జనతా పార్టీ యొక్క జాతీయ పార్టీ తరఫున కూడా నేను ఇక్కడ సంబంధించిన భారతీయులందరికీ ఈ సందర్భంగా నేను శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు స్వచ్ఛ భారత్ అనే క్లీన్ అండ్ గ్రీన్ అనేది ఈరోజు మన నిజ జీవితంలో ఉండాలని గాంధీజీ ఎన్నడో చెప్పారు. నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు ప్రధానమంత్రిగా కూడా ఈరోజు పెద్ద ఎత్తున ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా కూడా భారతీయులకు వారు కూడా సందేశం ఇచ్చారు. భారతదేశంలోని అంతమంది ఎంపీలు, అందరూ ఎమ్మెల్యేలు, మినిస్టర్స్, స్వయంగా నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు కూడా ఈరోజు స్వచ్ఛమైనటువంటి మన ప్రాంతంగా వీధిని, గ్రామాన్ని కూడా, సిటీలు అనేది కూడా క్లీన్ అండ్ గ్రీన్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్ డెవలప్ చేసుకునే విషయంలో గాంధీ నుంచి స్ఫూర్తి చెందాలని వారు పిలిపించారు. దీని విషయంలో పెద్ద ఎత్తున సమాజం అందరూ కూడా ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో